thought. And currently, if you can see on your screens, you will see the body of the late former president of Nigeria arriving at the gravesite, being surrounded by orderlies and also dignitaries and family members. Now, this is one of the clearest pictures we've had of his body arriving at the burial site currently after most rites have been taken care of. So at this point, we're about to see him being laid to rest, actually put into Mother Earth. We will strive to bring audio so we can get a feel of what it is like at the occasion. But until then, once again, these are live pictures from Daura, and right at the side of the graveside of what will be the final resting place of the former president of Nigeria, that's late Muhammadu Buhari.
Our correspondent Lupa Som had told us earlier that getting access into this environment was a very daunting task, and that limits the number of cameramen you can have in that space. It will be expected that TVC News will be the source for signal for most TV stations covering this burial.
Once again, visuals from the graveside, or what will be the graveside, the final resting place of the former president of Nigeria, late Muhammadu Buhari, as he is being laid to rest this day. Lived up until the age of 82 and handed over presidency to current President Tinubu, who is also present at the funeral of the late president, along with other dignitaries, governors, and also royalty in Daura, Katsina State. We'll be going back now into conversation with our guests whom we have here. We have Mr. Jake Ikpele, who's been with us for a moment, and even with us longer has been Mr. Awal Abdullahi, of whom we have more conversation to go, but we will continue bringing pictures live from Daura, and also perhaps maybe our correspondent will be giving us details as to the happenings ongoing.
We're out of that place now. They will be caught. They will be caught.
I'm streaming. He already attended several courses he performed credibly. Some of the courses include law officers course, platoon commanders course, mechanical transport officers course, commander staff course related to PM, and Army War College course. During his young officers course, he worked very hard to demonstrated commendable stamina during practical exercises and in advanced conditions. During his command and staff course in India, he was a sincere hard-working officer who was quick to learn. He demonstrated the ability to comprehend the implications of most situations and apply tactics to arrive at generally reasonable solutions. He was a friendly and cooperative individual who was impressed with his team. He accepted to see him willingly and expressed his views in during his Army War College course, he was a well-read and articulate physician who demonstrated a vast range of knowledge and specifically related issues. He could read through the various issues and identify the source of effect and which people pursue now and organization. He displayed a thorough understanding of issues together with a remarkable ability to deal with a wide range of complex issues and challenges. He was intellectually fluent, cooperative, and profound experience. His intimate knowledge of current political military problems made him one of the key motivators in his family. His outstanding quality of conducting research, communication skills, and knowledge were aptly brought to bear during the course. Late President Muhammadu Buhari proved his active as a professional military officer while he served and held several command, account, and international appointments. Some of the appointments are platoon commander and officer, battalion, mechanical transport command, Lagos Garrison Transport Command, company commander from Bambi Brigade, Transport Company. The former president also served during the Civil War as battalion adjutant and battalion commander in 2 Infantry Battalion. Today, Lagos is the of 1 Infantry Division. He just based on acting commander of 1 Infantry Division. He based on acting commander. He was former commander of Infantry Brigade, Assistant General Headquarters 1 Infantry Division. Colonel General Staff Headquarters 3 Division, Acting Director of Supply and Transport and Contingent Member in the United Nations Peacekeeping Force in Congo. It was the twilight of his career in the military. He served as Military Secretary Army, Minister of Education for Minister Service Institute, Chairman of the Joint Expert to Global Population and Federal Commissioner of Petroleum and Energy. Immediately after the it's not even good for the
Once again, we are seeing visuals from Daura in Katsina State, the venue of the funeral for the former president of Nigeria, late Muhammadu Buhari, as he is laid to rest this evening. We've been bringing you visuals from Katsina all day and also expert, analysis from our guests who have all been telling us what they believe was the legacy of the former president of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari. From Daura, we saw there the gravesite where he would be finally laid into Mother Earth. And of course, we heard gunfire from the salute, an armed force man himself from being a one-time head of state, a military head of state of Nigeria, and then to becoming a two-term civilian president, a feat very rare in Nigeria's history, only accomplished by very few, himself one of them. As we see the ceremony proceeding, we see dignitaries arriving, and as one of our respondents told, no one, or rather our correspondent told, there is hardly anyone in Nigeria who is of substance who is not in Daura currently. Let's see if we can hear some audio from the ceremony happening right now.
Of former President Muhammadu Buhari being read
And there on your screens, what we're looking at is the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, as he is reading the citation for the late former President Muhammadu Buhari at his funeral. We are hoping that we can get you very clear audio so we can hear the details of this citation. But once again, that's the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, as he is reading and is done currently with the citation for the late president. We continue to see what's happening inside of Daura in Katsina State as Nigeria has its attention on this event currently happening right now with everybody's interest. We might be looking at the moment where he is shifted into the ground as he is flanked by armed men. Let's see what happens.
Born-again Democrats. So in 2007, we followed suit the same thing, the same pattern, but a lot of Nigerians will say that he was not appealing to the entire.
By the collection of flag here by the members of the armed forces. I do believe that this is one bit of the ceremony and is presented to the family only after. Muslim rites have been observed from earlier, and the late president will be shifted into his gravesite in only a couple of moments. We're expecting that this might be the last time that we would see any representation of the president in this form.
It's tradition. This flag is a symbol.
There we see the presentation of flag. I'm hoping that we can get a visual on who exactly it's being presented to, but that was from earlier, the Chief of Defense Staff, who had just read the citation, and the flag had been taken from over the body of the late President Muhammadu Buhari. Now, the flag draped over the body of the deceased, especially when it's a national figure like the former president here, Muhammadu Buhari, is a powerful and very solemn symbol of national honor and respect, and also of service which he has given to the nation. The dripping of the national flag over the coffin honors the lifetime service the individual has given to the country. And in Buhari's case, as both a military leader and also a civilian president, it acknowledges that his life was deeply tied to the fate and history of Nigeria and continues to be so for the Nigerian people. It also marks the funeral as a state-sanctioned service. This signals that this is not just any ordinary person or any ordinary personal loss, but one of national significance. And it's usually reserved for top-ranking officials, presidents, military generals, and statesmen, all of which the late president was. And it represents the sovereignty of Nigeria. Placing it on his casket or his body, as we have seen, is a reminder that his life and leadership was one well served for the people, however controversial it might have been, or with however much praise might have come his way. This chapter now ends. It closes here as he will be moved into Mother Earth momentarily.
Interred. Cameraman is doing his.
We can see a frenzy here as the body is being moved. Not identifiable are the people who are doing this, who are shifting the late president into the gravesite, but hopefully we will be able to get visual on the individuals. But as you can see, he's being laid into the earth right now, and there's a struggle to capture this moment by pressmen, and the camera is there, as you can see. This ceremony preceded by rites, Islamic rites from before, and now a state burial for the late president ongoing. From moments earlier, we saw the flag being taken off of the body of the late president, and as we now know, it was presented to members of his family, and I do believe that that will be kept by the family onward. As noted from before, this is of national significance as he is both a national pride, a one-time military head of state, a two-term serving civilian president. So no small honors for this individual, all the big ones and praises as he is laid to earth with prayers. To note the timing when he was laid to rest into Mother Earth, that would be just moments ago, and that is at exactly 5:50 p.m. This will go down in history amidst stories told of a great national figure, a statesman, a hero.
And the Prime Minister of the Niger Republic is also here. And we are finally able to excellencies and participants, from governors of Sakina, Governor Hamilton Lamasanya, and Barista Ibrahim Shuma, the Deputy Governor, His Excellency Calabria Ogoni, is also here, and now the final process of the program will be taking place. The former Minister of Communication, Ibrahim Amin is also here. His Excellency the Minister of Budget and Planning, the Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, the Honorable Minister of Housing, and
an kwaba wata
Now, this is the burial ceremony currently after the late president has been given to Mother Earth. His burial taking place right now after the sequence of the citation by the Chief of Defense Staff, the presentation of the flag to the family members. We saw his body moved into Mother Earth, and currently what we're looking at is his gravesite being filled by hand, which is a Muslim or Islamic tradition. Now, what had happened was from earlier, the body has been brought to Nigeria and buried as quick as possible in a very unique manner, as is for any Islamic burial, where the body is placed inside of the grave on its right side facing the Qibla, which is the direction of Mecca, as we can see in the visuals there. And in many cases, there would be no need for a coffin in most cultures. And the grave is filled by hand, as you can see family members doing currently, family members and loved ones, as they place the soil into the resting place of the former president as their final act of farewell. So just in case you're wondering why this is a shared responsibility, as you could see some amounts of earth being moved by hand there, that was a very significant ritual being done there. It's a brief reminder about the afterlife and how, well, all we have at the end is a family. We would also be seeing or witnessing a prayer very soon after the earth has filled the gravesite from the Imam, who would be joining all in prayer, leading all in prayer actually. A very significant moment here in Nigeria's history as we lay to rest Nigeria's former President Muhammadu Buhari after his death on Sunday, being buried today in his hometown of Daura in Katsina State, amongst family members and loved ones and members of the armed forces. A state burial, a one-time general and head of state of Nigeria and two-term serving president of Nigeria, his final moments here. The last time many will see any form that is actually his, as he has been laid to Mother Earth currently. Time of burial was exactly at 5:50 p.m. was when he was shifted into the earth, and we are currently still seeing visuals of his body being covered with earth. We're going to be wrapping up this broadcast here, as it would seem the final stages of this ceremony is coming to an end. Expected is a prayer by the Imam, who will be leading the faithful in prayer, reading from the Quran. And we will be bringing you details about the mood in Daura, as we have our News Central correspondent Jamil Mabai, who is still at the event currently. And we might be speaking with him inside of the news, which is what we'll be going into very soon. From before, we had very interesting guests with us, from Mr. Evan Zufeli, who joined to tell us his opinion about the late president, and of course, Mr. Amin Hayatu. We also had joining us Awal Abdullahi, who was very passionate about the late president, and we had finally Mr. Jake Ekbele. We might be speaking with some of these respondents inside of the news, inside of the 6 o'clock hour, only if you stay here with us.